This year is going to see a change in my collecting habits. That's going to happen without fail this year. It's been a long journey getting to where we are now, and I want to talk about how these changes have come about and what it actually means for me. So let's get into it. I've had an epiphany. Something has happened. I don't know what it is, okay? Something has occurred within me, and here I am. I am sat in a room, in a bedroom in my house that is dedicated to all of the stuff that I have collected over the years. Blu-rays, DVDs, 4Ks, steelbooks, collector sets, collectibles, comic books, books, whatever it may be. I have other stuff up in the attic. I have some stuff kind of hidden away in my main bedroom. I have a lot of stuff I have collected, and all of a sudden this year I have been hit. When I say this year, I'm in 2024. I have been hit with the need for change, and I don't know why. I do know why. I don't know why. Something has happened to make me want to change my collecting habits. Now, over a year ago, I remember doing a video where I said I was buying a lot of stuff and I'm going to change up how I collect and what I collect. Did that happen? I don't think it did. I don't think that it did. But last year, I did my culling of the collection. Now, this came about because I was doing a Desert Island Disc video where I was going for a shelf at a time, going for everything I had, looking at it, and I came to realise that, oh my God, you have got so many doubles of movies. You've got movies on Blu-ray that you've upgraded to 4K, that you've upgraded to Steelbook. And why are you keeping a hold of them? Why do you have them? And it saw me get rid of a quite a decent amount of stuff from the shelves, albeit films that I had doubles, other films that I wouldn't ever watch again. Because there is a very negative thing about having a YouTube channel focused around collecting. There's a negative thing about watching YouTube channels about collecting, because it breeds a need to get more stuff, right? Whether you like it or not, it breeds this need, and that's compelled by the fact that the companies that release this stuff, they use their psychological tactics to get to you, to get their hooks into you and all this stuff, and it is a very difficult thing to break. This collecting habit thing is very, very difficult to do something about. When you see everyone else picking stuff up, when you see stuff being sold out, when you see the scalpers are selling, steelbooks are selling out because of the scalpers and all this sort of stuff, and it can be very horrible. We've seen other people step forward from the communities in America saying that they've got themselves into debt over having their channel and collecting. That to me is crazy. That's seriously. Now, I've suffered with debt in the past. I've had debt for reasons in the past. I'm talking years and years ago. No more. I don't use credit cards. I don't have an overdraft limit on my bank account. When the bank has offered me an overdraft limit, I tell them where to go. I say, no. If I don't have the money, I am not going to buy that thing. Now, my changes, these changes that have now come about, that have just begun, so you might say, oh, well, we'll see how the year goes, you won't, you won't change and all this sort of a thing. They have came about over time. They haven't happened overnight. Now, fair enough, if I were to lose my job overnight and there was a financial change in my circumstances, then a collecting change would have to come about out of the need of that, because you haven't got the money to buy the stuff anyway. But that's not the case. This is me with the same amount of money, nay, a little bit more, shall we say, due to pay rise and this sort of thing, but wanting to stop collecting. Now, like I said, I'm sat in a room with all this stuff around me. The fact that I've got a room in itself is mental. That is crazy that my wife is willing to say to me, yes, you can have a room to put all your stuff in. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Not only that, not long ago, I was talking to the wife and we were talking, it was her idea to build a thing, to have a building built out in the end of the garden. And I'm not talking about a shed, I'm talking about a proper little outhouse building, you know, double glazed, all that sort of nonsense, whatever it may be, right? To house my collection in. How mental is that? Seriously. Wow, you know, I've sort of, you know, okay, fine, do the little building out there, right? Not for my stuff. No, we'll use it for something else. For my stuff is stupid. Oh, seriously. So anyway, 2024 has been probably the crappiest year that I have had in a long, long time. Seriously. I'm lucky to have a job coming out of it because I've been ill for the most of 2024. Okay, I went into 2020. I came out of 2023. With my dad being very ill, with my dad having moved in with me. That was difficult. That was hard. It was hard work. It's very, very challenging caring for someone, and I've cared for him for about the 9 years prior to that, while he was still living at his house after he lost his second wife, my mother being the first one, when I was sort of in my mid-teens, which had impacts of its own. But he lost his wife, he was on his, so I was doing all the shopping for him, I was taking him to his appointments, to his doctor's appointments, hospital appointments, vet appointments, all this stuff, right? And then we stepped into 2024, and in February of 2024 I was attacked by some drug dealing scumbag that was visiting a property near mine, causing a lot of problems. I'd already a run-in with him because I'd had to get involved in something, and that ended without, you know, we had a fight. Hits were taken on both sides. It ended. It was done, right? But then in February, this fella jumped me out of nowhere. I was coming out of the doctor's office. It was raining, I had a hood up, and I was just jumped, right? And this geezer must have got about a dozen blows into my head with you know, gloves on, something in his gloves, this sort of a thing. He was picked up about a week later. He was arrested for it. He was he pleaded not guilty in court. They let him go. Court date came about. I went to court. He didn't turn up at court. He was found guilty in court. And as far as I understand, as filming this, he's in Wandsworth Prison waiting sentencing for that and other things as well. He'd been pulled, not on this occasion, well, he'd been arrested before with knives on him, that sort of a thing. So I guess I was lucky that particular day that he didn't have a knife on him. And also he was wanted at the point of arrest for kidnap. I found out from the police. He was wanted for kidnap, not in the conventional sense that you're thinking, in the sense that it was more holding someone prisoner. He was in someone's home who was special needs and he wouldn't let them leave their house and all this sort of a thing, apparently. So anyway, so nice fella, obviously. So, you know, that was on top of me having, coming out of severe mental health issues, which affected me at the latter part of 2003. They'd been going on for years and years and years, a long story to that. So coming into 2024, this happened. I was at work until early March, I believe, or late March, I think, and I went sick. And I was sick right the way through until the latter part of September. That affected my pay, because I dropped down to like half pay. So, and this comes into a lot of this stuff now. So obviously I was working with a lot less money. So I had a lot less money to play with, to buy things, blah, blah, blah. And I've got used to that, right? And that kind of really helps. So 2023 has been a particularly bad year. Plus then there's my granddaughter who has fallen ill with leukemia. She's 8 years old. She's just turned 8 years old when we found out. We was on holiday at the time when we found out, and we had to come back. Or we came back early, this sort of a thing. But anyway, so that's another story, okay? That's still very much ongoing. She's under treatment, this sort of a thing. She's okay, she's doing well, so that's great news. But it impacted everything. And then come Christmas, she ended up back in hospital all over Christmas because she'd got shingles, and where the immune system was depleted because of the cancer drugs and all this. Do you know what I mean? It's just, so 2024 has been a horrendously bad year. It really has. But it's made me start questioning everything, seriously. And December was the final nail in the coffin for collecting. I've done a video the other day showing my December pickups. Why did I pick so much up? Why did I... You know, and I sat through this stuff. I've done the video, you see it if you've not watched it. I've got all this stuff, and I've said, okay, I can justify this. I cannot justify this stuff here. Why the hell am I buying all the stuff that I buy? Why do I need to upgrade everything? Why do I need to buy collector box sets of films that I've already got when these are now lazily made? These are not special editions anymore. These used to be special editions, right? But now that every film is pretty much getting a release like this at some point, the special is being removed from it. Do you remember when steelbooks used to be special? Every film pretty much now gets a steelbook release. There's no special in it whatsoever. The fun in collecting just isn't there anymore for me. We're being made mugs of, right? And like I said, I'm sat in this room with all this stuff. What happens if I die tomorrow? What's going to happen to all of this? What happens if I die in 10 years? What happens if I die in 20 years' time and I've still got all this stuff? What do you think's going to happen to it? People aren't going to be bothered to you know, to sort it out. Do you think that there's actually going to be that, you know, I'm not in the mindset that I collect for financial gain. Okay, there's no financial gain in collecting this stuff. Okay, you may have one or two items that may increase in price and you sell more than the price that you paid for said item. But I have collected physical media from, I don't know, from my teens. VHS, I've gone on to Laserdisc, I went on to DVD, I went on to Blu-ray, I'm in the world of 4K, right? So how many times have I bought the same film and upgraded and upgraded and upgraded and upgraded? Do you think that what I have now, right, if I sold it would you know, and even if I sold it for more than what I've paid for it, the stuff that I've got here, does it take into account the cost of everything else that I've bought through the years, where I've bought that same film again on a previous format and on a format before that, and cover the cost of everything that I've spent on the stuff there? No, it doesn't. That's just mental thinking, right? Me thinking that, oh, I'm going to collect all these slipcovers because the slipcovers are going to be worth it. They're not going to be worth sod all. Get in the real world, right? It's a supply and demand market, and the demand is becoming less and less and less. And as the demand becomes less, these sought after things more become available, and thusly dropping the price. And people don't want to pay it anyway because you've got to be bloody stupid too. So this year here for me now is about changing my collecting habits. And what I'm saying is that no, I'm not stopping with my films, collecting my films. I've collected films throughout the years, right? And I've enjoyed it, and I enjoy collecting films, okay? Right? And that's not to say that I'm not going to pick up a you know, for argument's sake, okay? I've got Deep Blue Sea on Blu-ray. Arrow are releasing a 4K version of Deep Blue Sea. I'm getting that. I am getting that because I love the film. I remember going to Deep Blue Sea at the cinema. I saw it several times. I like shark films for the most part. I like the idea of shark films. It's very rare we get very good ones, but I love Deep Blue Sea. I think it's a great, great film. So that's a film that I can get and I can say, do you know what? I'm justified in buying that film because I will watch it. If The Rock or if Con Air or Armageddon get a 4K, I will get it. I will upgrade, I will get it. But there are other things that I cannot justify in picking up. Okay, and I said this in my other video. Recently, we've seen, the Jackie Brown Steelbook come up 4K. Kill Bill 1 and 2. I love Kill Bill 1 and 2. I think they're great films. Jackie Brown I haven't seen. I pre-ordered all 3 films on Steelbook. 24 hours later, I cancelled the 3 of them, right? Because number one, Jackie Brown I've never sat down and watched, believe it or not. The only Quentin Tarantino film I've not seen is Jackie Brown. I've got an Amaray Blu-ray of it, okay? I'm happy with that. Kill Bill. I've got 2 Steelbooks for Kill Bill over there. I think they're the yellow and the red cover Steelbooks, as I recall. I've got a DVD set. Japanesey looking DVD set for Kill Bill. I've never watched Kill Bill in Blu-ray. I've never put the Blu-ray discs in. I've got Steelbooks, I've never watched them. My last watch of those films was DVD. So why did I feel this need to say, oh yeah, pre-order? Let me pre-order them Kill Bills right now. I'll pre-order, they've come up, I'll pre-order them because I'm scared of them selling out. I'm not scared of them selling out. I don't care if they sold out. I don't know if they're sold out now. I don't know if they're not. I don't know if they're still available. I don't know. I haven't checked. But that's where it comes down to. It comes down to that fear of missing out, for that FOMO and keeping up with the Joneses, because you know that everyone else in the community is clicking buy on those items and you don't want to be the person to miss out. I don't give a toss if I miss out. Okay, I don't care. There's other things coming out, right? There's other things coming out. Justified, the TV series, City Primeval, something like that it's called. Right, that's coming out. I had it on pre-order. I've cancelled the pre-order. I do want it. I will get it. But I will wait. I will wait until the price on that item has decreased, whether it's in a sale or where I see it or know that CEX are selling it at 50% the price of what it is when it comes out. Yeah, there's no need for me to get it, right? So as it stands at the moment, this month January, is looking at about 3 releases for me. Okay, I do have a film on the way. Knox Goes Away. I ordered that before January. It's just taking its time to get to me. It's German edition. All right, I can justify. I ain't got the film. It was a great film. Top 10 last year. I've got Hawkeye and I've got Loki season 2 coming out. They're £45. They're £90 for just those 90 quid. That's 90 quid I could save. That's 90 quid I could put away. But what I do with them Steelbooks is I remove the Blu-ray disc. I sell the Blu-ray discs on in a case, because I had them on bootleg. I'll sell them on. I will get maybe 20 quid back. 40 quid over the 2. 40 quid I could put into a savings account. Right, and then I've got money to do something with later on down the line outside of collecting and this nonsense. It's seriously, I've got to a point now where I don't want to stop because it's my interest, it's my hobby, but I want to be smarter with it. And that's what it comes down to. Buying stuff that you know, ask yourself with every item, do I need this item? Do I want this item? Why am I buying this item? Why am I buying it? That's the big one, right? Because you might be buying it, if you run a channel, you might be buying it for the channel, right? If you watch all these channels, right, it might be because you see everyone else hyping it up and you think, oh, I've got to get that as well. You don't need to get it. Get what's right for you. Okay, get what's right for you. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm getting what's right for me. And at the moment, what's right for me is to get very little, because I have so much. A lot of us have so much. The fact that we're upgrading again and again and again, and we see the same films being released again and again and again, that tells you all you need to know. That number one, the companies are taking us for mugs, and number two, we are mugs, because we buy this stuff over and over again, just because there's some paper products inside, just because it's got a little bit of different art on the front, just because it's encased in a cardboard box with some postcards. Seriously, it's just it's got to a point now where I've got to say enough is enough. And like I said, this it's a journey. Everything's a journey, and it may take time to get to where you need to be in life. Like I said, this might be due to a midlife crisis. I don't know. Right, it might be just a sudden epiphany, a realization that over the years you have wasted so much time, so much money on this crap. And I say crap. I don't, I shouldn't say that, because I like it. I like, I like physical media, but in a sense, from the perspective of other people, from family members, this is crap. This room is a waste of space. I've got my stuff in here, so I'll come up, I'll grab a film, I'll go watch it. Or I'll come up here and I'll sit and I'll watch it, I'll record a video. This could be a lovely spare bedroom. But it's not, because it's full of my crap. It's like a man-child's room. That's what it is like, seriously. But yeah, I don't know. Just ask yourself with every purchase. I'm doing quite well with stuff. I mean, I'm looking here, okay? I really like this film, Black Phone. I thought that was a great film. Seriously, I thought I was blown away by that. I'm very thankful that I didn't feel the need to upgrade to the 4K special collector's edition set of this movie. I didn't do it. I just didn't do it because I didn't need to, I didn't need it. Let's see what else we've got. Just Blue Thunder. Roy Scheider, great film. Would you pick that up if the 4K was done? I've not watched the Blu-ray. I've never watched the Blu-ray. So would I'd be stupid to go and pick up the 4K release of it. I showed Blazing Saddles earlier. Lazy release. Do you know what I mean? This one, you found me last year. I was opening a lot of these up, and I was saying, this is lazy. This is a waste of money. This feels like a waste of money, because it's just, look, you've got all that in there. You've got a nice big envelope of stuff. Fantastic. But you open it up and it's just posters and art cards. That's all it is. Nothing about the film. No, give me a book about the film. Justifiable purchase. Got a book, sit, read it, learn a bit more about it. Fantastic stuff. But a lot of this stuff, would I upgrade all of these behind me if they were given special edition releases? I certainly hope not. I would be stupid. I'd be stupid, because I've spent so much money on this stuff here, on all these films I've got. These are not worth, they're not worth anything. They're not worth anything. You trade them in, it's pennies, right? But I'm going to go and spend another 20, 25 quid, 30 quid, 35 quid steelbook, 45 quid for a special edition piece of crap, because they release it. And yet, when was the last time I watched them on that format? my collecting is changing, right? And I've put myself into, and I don't know, like I said, it's a journey that I started before the things had happened that I said I wanted to change. I know that I wanted to change, and it was difficult to do. But 2024, so much has happened that I don't know if that has just made me look at things completely different. Probably very much so. You know, life events have a way of putting pushing you into a different direction, into a different mindset, and the mindset that I'm clearly in and happily to be in at the moment is that instead of buying that item, I'd rather take that money and put it away. Okay, and when I say save, okay, I'll say here and now that me and my wife are pretty good at saving. We are. We don't go on holidays and pay for the holiday, and then pay for it afterwards. We save up, we go away, and we go away yearly. You know, this year coming 2025, I've got a cruise to Iceland booked. I don't think I'm going on it. I think we're cancelling it. I think I'm cancelling it because of these. Because of the two dogs, because I don't want to put the dogs in with anyone else. 2 weeks away to Iceland, I'm going to cancel because I'd rather holiday in the UK somewhere and take the two dogs with me. I can go, Iceland will still be there in 15 years time. I might not be. There we go. But Iceland will be. Well, you never know. It could be a volcanic eruption to destroy it. But I want to spend time with them. I don't want 2 weeks of putting them in kennels, right? Or putting them with other people that they don't know that don't know them. I don't want to do that, right? So that's what I'm saying. You know, that money for Iceland is there. But we save. We have a joint savings that we put into every month. We have a holiday savings that we put into every month. I get paid. My money's all diverted into savings, bill money, food money. Do you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff is sorted before, and I'm left with what I'm left with. And what I'm left with after that, I'm very good at spending, like getting rid of by buying crap. Right, but now I'm taking X amount out of that and saying I'm only leaving myself with this, and this is what I've got, rather than this is what I've got to cover what I want. But now what I'm saying is that, you know, this item costs X amount of money, and my mindset now is thinking, well, I want to take that X amount of money and I want to put it into a bank account. I don't want to spend it. I don't want to buy that item. There are items that I will buy, like I said. You know, I will get Hawkeye, I will get Loki because I love that stuff. I will get Ahsoka, I will get Mandalorian, you know, but a lot of stuff, and I'm not, you know, I won't get. There probably will be special collector's editions come out that I say, do you know what, I can justify buying that. Arrow's Deep Blue Sea, okay, far cheaper than this sort of thing at 45 quid. But if a really nice one of these comes out for a film that I turn around and say, you know what, I've always wanted that collector's edition of that film, I love that film, I can justify that film like this, then I will get it. But the majority of them now, I'm going to say no, I can't justify it. I've got the film already. Blazing Saddles I've got somewhere. All right. I still haven't watched that 4K version. Am I going to laugh anymore because it's in 4K? Am I going to laugh anymore because, well, I've got a box that looks pretty, or some overstuffed amount of art cards hidden within? Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so for me, it's like, you know, I want Blake 7. I want the season 1 of Blake 7. It's 40 quid. But now, whereas before, I could have gone out and I'd happily, you know, pick it up for 40 quid. You know, I had 40 quid in cash the other day. I sat with 40 quid in cash. In my, you know, I don't carry cash around me much, but me and the wife had gone up into London. We'd gone to see Back to the Future, the live stage show, and we had X amount of money to take with us and spend. I went in the Forbidden Planet up there. I didn't buy nothing in the Forbidden Planet. I was tempted, and I said, no, I don't want to buy that, right? So we came away with X amount of money left over. We divvied the money up. I had 40 quid, she had 40 quid, and I'm thinking, all right, I've got 40 quid you know, I can go to Bromley tomorrow. She wanted to go Bromley, and I could spend that 40 quid on that, on Black, pick up Blake 7. And I was thinking, when am I going to watch it? Honestly, when am I going to watch it? And then I thought, you know, I could buy it, and then in a year's time, I still haven't watched it. So I said to her, I'm not going to go Bromley with you tomorrow. I goes, you go Bromley, do what you want to do in Bromley, get what you want to go for. I goes, I'll stay home. I goes, because I don't want to put myself in that situation where I wouldn't buy it anyway because I didn't want to buy it. But I took that 40 quid, I gave it to her. She sent me over, like, you know, from her bank account, sent it into my bank account. I sent it into my savings, and I'm happy with that. And that's what I want to do. I want to start collecting. I want to start collecting money. I want to start collecting money. How great would it be if that's what we collected? You know, if instead of using our money to buy the tat that we buy, we actually said, I want to collect money, proper money that's spendable, you know. And even with money, it depreciates, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Over time, what I'm saying is that, you know, if I save myself £1,000 a day, in 12 months' time, what I could buy with that £1,000 a day is probably more than what I could buy with that £1,000 in 12 months' time. Far more than in 24 months' time because of inflation. But this stuff here depreciates. It's not working for me. It's not doing nothing for me. It makes me happy to have it. But Christ almighty, you try moving all this stuff when you move house. What a nightmare. But yeah, so my collecting days are now far decreased. They are far decreased compared to what they were. You know, this I showed this. This is December. This is December. This is sick. Sickening. That is sickening. Never again am I doing that. Am I gonna be, you know, the days of going to CEX. You know, I remember a couple of years ago, all my CEX trips and Poundland and just picking up for the sake of picking up because this item is cheap. This item is cheap. It's cheaper than rental. When back in the day when I used to rent, and I can buy it. I've not seen it. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's crap, but it's cheaper than what it is if I'd rented it back in the day, and I get to own it regardless of whether it's good or whether it's crap. And then they sit there unwatched. When you watch them, you do realise this is crap, right? And I'm thinking, okay, well, I've got 50 titles, 50, 60, 70 titles there that are unwatched, that are crap, that you won't watch again. And then when you consider, that's £100. At the time you're buying it and you're thinking it's not much, 'cause it's just a few quid here and there. It's less than the price of Justify, less than the price of coffee, a cup of coffee in Costa. I don't drink Costa, by the way. I think it's overly priced, right? It's less than a cup of Costa. So I can justify it. It's cheaper than a rental, VHS rental back in the day. And I get to own it. Justified. £100 thrown away on stuff you haven't watched. I can't justify that. It's, you know, so that's where I'm at. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one, and I will do it, you know. I'm gonna come to the end of every month, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna sit down, I'll do my pickup video. All right, I'll do my pickups video, and I will show you everything without hiding anything. I will show you the physical media that I have picked up. I will show you any collectible toys and things that I have picked up, right? And I will tell you whether I've saved what I went into the month wanting to save. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you know at the end of the month, beginning of the month. I'll do my, you know, like at the beginning of February, I'll do my January pickup video haul. and we'll keep an eye on this on a monthly basis, because I've got a goal in mind, a goal that I want to get to, a goal that I want to achieve without fail, and this is the place where I want to be, and we'll see if I can get there, while still collecting the stuff that I want, that I do most definitely want. And again, I'll let you know what, like with the Kill Bills, I almost pre-ordered this. I didn't get it. I saw today, as I'm filming this, right, because obviously as you're watching it, I filmed this a couple of days ago, that a Nosferatu steelbook was available at HMV, and it's sold out. Right, I haven't seen Nosferatu yet, as it stands, so, you know, but I would have pre-ordered it. Without having seen the film, I'd have pre-ordered it. All right, fair enough. I can make that decision once I've seen the film before getting that steelbook. But it's sold out, and I didn't blink an eyelid that it sold out. I didn't think to myself, oh, what a shame, it's sold out. I've missed out. Probably it's better that I think, thank God it's sold out, so I don't pay that money for it. Let someone else pay that money for it now. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with just constantly buying crap after crap after crap that do I really need? No. So that's the difference between want and need now. And even need goes out the window, doesn't it? It's what I 100% want. It's what I 100% want. Like I said, Hawkeye, Loki, yes, I want them, but I know that I can recoup maybe nigh on 50% of the cost by selling a couple of the discs inside. But we'll see how this plays out. Can I achieve it this time around? Be interesting to see. Anyway, just a quick talk of where things are at, and I'll see you soon. Take care.